Hello everyone, I welcomes to all in our lecture series once again on quantum mechanics. So in today lecture we are going to discuss about minimum uncertainty and Gaussian wave packet. Okay, in our last class we have been discussed in detail about position and momentum uncertainty principle. So I suggest to all of you that before you have to watch today's video, at least you have to watch this video, position and momentum uncertainty principle, because this topic, minimum uncertainty and Gaussian wave packet, is a one type of application of this topic. Means whatever the expression we found in this topic, that application from we can say this topic. So how the expressions derived in this topic, position and momentum uncertainty principle, or we can say that our last class, you have to watch at least once, then you have to go through this and you can understand well. So so we know that it is useful, the state of a dynamics can be represented by a state function psi, for which the product of uncertainties of observables, let in this case x and px, is minimum. That means suppose we are going to be define a dynamics of a particle for a particular state. Suppose we have to consider this is same hydrogen atom and its a corresponding example we are going to be consider. Suppose this is the nucleus and electron will be here. Electron will be maybe first state or ground state, or second excited state, or it may be third excited, like that. So we have to define the eigenfunction of each and every energy state in such a way that whenever we want to find out the observables for a particular state, then its uncertainty will be minimum. Suppose I am going to give the example. Suppose this is the first state and electron is in the first state in a dynamics, and it is represented by psi 1. Okay. Now we want to find out the expectation value of the electron in this state, position expectation value, that is represented by this one. So this should have to be nearly equal to its eigenvalue. That means del x will be equal to x minus this one. Or how much this uncertainty will be minimum, then we can say that much accuracy of eigenfunction we have been defined for this state. Okay, so if we can define with a accuracy of eigenfunction for a state, then that much accuracy of observable we can found for that particular state. Okay. So hence it has been written that it is useful that the state of a dynamics can be represented by a state function, that is psi, for which the product of uncertainties of observables, let here x and px, is minimum. Okay. That is del x into del px will be approximately equal to h cross by 2, or we can write equal to h cross by 2. This is the minimum value. Uncertainty, product of uncertainties of x, position and momentum, is equal to h cross by 2. This will be minimum. And this expression derived in our last class by considering f, average f, or mean value of f will be equal to 0, and psi 2 is proportional to psi 1, by Swier's inequality. So only for that I told that you have to refer the last lecture video, otherwise you could not aware about these terms whatever we are directly using here. Okay, so here in the last video you can see that here according to Swier's inequality, okay, for any arbitrary complex function, the equality holds. This expression will be true if f directly proportional to g. Okay. Then after we have been considered, see here f cap is considered as 1 by 2 alpha cap beta cap in plus beta cap into alpha cap. This much expression or this much operator has been written as f cap, and later f cap expectation value of f cap has been considered as 0. To equality sign holds good, f expectation value of f should have to be considered as 0. So after that then we can get del x into del px is greater than or equal to h cross by 2. So here this will be equal to h cross by 2 will be this product will be minimum. So here we are considering in this topic del x into del px will be equal to h cross by 2. This happens if expectation value of f considered as 0 and alpha 2 proportional to alpha 1 by Swier's inequality. That implies, sorry, alpha 2 I told psi 2 proportional to psi 1 by Swier's inequality, and psi 2 will be equal to lambda psi 1. Here lambda is proportionality constant, but we know that psi 2 equal to beta alpha. This is how this is also considered in our last video. So only for that I am telling that you have to at least go through the last video. So psi 2 has been considered as beta psi and psi 1 has been considered as alpha psi. So that implies beta psi will be equal to lambda psi 1. Okay, because here see psi 2 equal to lambda psi 1. So beta psi is equal to lambda 2 or psi 2 or lambda psi 1. So that implies beta psi is equal to lambda psi 1. That implies beta cap psi is equal to lambda alpha cap psi. Okay, or we know that beta cap, refer to the last video, beta cap we have been considered as px cap minus I cap expectation of px whole into psi is equal to lambda whole into lambda, and here we are considering alpha cap value. Alpha cap is nothing but x cap minus I cap expectation of x whole. Okay, in the bracket. So this is the this alpha cap is nothing but called as Hermitian operator, and this is the linear combination of two operators. X cap is one operator, Hermitian operator, I cap is another Hermitian operator. So here alpha cap and beta cap both are Hermitian operator due to linear combination of Hermitian operator. So this beta cap can be written as this one and alpha cap can be written as this one. Let this is equation number 2. Now psi star alpha cap beta cap psi dx is equal to now consider the A integral as psi star alpha cap beta cap psi dx, which will be equal to psi star alpha cap beta cap, we know that lambda alpha cap psi dx. So here lambda is constant, can we go outside, it will be psi star alpha cap, it will be alpha cap square psi dx. That implies psi star alpha cap beta cap psi dx will be equal to alpha into delta x square. Let it is equation number 3. So this is this value is delta x square. That also we have been discussed in our last video. You only for that I am again suggesting you that before you have to watch this video, you go for the last video. Okay, so here you can see that see here delta x square is nothing but equal to integration of psi star alpha cap square alpha dx. Okay, so similarly we can consider psi star beta cap alpha cap psi dx will be equal to psi star beta cap will be there into here alpha cap can be written as beta cap by lambda. You can see that here beta cap is equal to lambda alpha cap, right? Lambda into alpha cap. So hence alpha cap will be nothing but beta cap by lambda. So here psi star beta cap alpha cap psi dx will be equal to integration over psi star beta cap into beta cap by lambda psi dx is equal to 1 by lambda psi star beta cap square psi dx is equal to 1 by lambda. This is nothing but del px square. Del px square we have been already discussed. Here del px cap square will be psi star px here see del px cap square will be nothing but psi star beta cap psi 2x dx. Students, here I done a simple mistake that you have to correct in your last video. You have to correct. Wait, here I done a simple mistake that see this has been considered as alpha cap. This is your last video note. Okay, this is considered x cap minus I cap x mean x average is nothing but alpha cap. Px cap minus I cap px average is beta cap. So instead of this one I have been substituted alpha cap square. Okay, so instead of this one I have to consider beta cap square. Here mistakenly I written px square. You have to write beta cap square here you have to write beta cap square. In your last video note I done a simple mistake. This is so del px cap square will be nothing but psi star beta cap square psi dx. Okay, so then other derivations are correct. Only here you have to here I have been done a simple mistake. You have to correct it in the last video and your last note itself. So here we found that this is beta cap square psi dx. Okay, this can be written as delta px square. Here you can see that it is written in the cap format or operator format. No need to be right over here or here also can be written as in this only delta x format. No problem. Okay, so here delta px square instead of this one we have been written as this one. Okay, so I suggest that you have to just go back your last video note and correct the equation number 6. Last video note belongs to uncertainty principle. The equation number 6 has to be corrected as beta cap square instead of px cap square. Mistakenly I was written px cap square, but it has to be corrected to beta cap square. Now add the equation number 3 and 4. what we are going to get? We are going to get lambda delta x square plus 1 by lambda delta px square will be equal to integration of psi star alpha cap beta cap psi dx plus integration over psi star beta cap alpha cap psi dx, or it will be written as psi star alpha cap beta cap plus beta cap alpha cap psi dx multiply over 2 and divide over 2. This factor we have been considered that f cap. Go through the last video. Okay, in the last video or last topic we have been considered that alpha cap beta cap plus beta cap alpha cap by 2 is a new operator, that is f cap. So this is nothing but, this expression is nothing but expectation of f, but expectation of f we have been considered as 0 to holds good the equality conditions. Only for that average value of f has been taken as 0. You can refer to your last note that the equality sign holds good if and only if the expectation value of f has to be 0. So expectation value of f will be 0, hence this much value will be equal to 0. Let this is equation number 1. So likewise subtracting 4 from equation number 3, we can get lambda del x square minus 1 by lambda del px square. Here somewhat correction need, del px square lambda del x square minus 1 by lambda del px square will be equal to psi star alpha cap beta cap minus beta cap alpha cap psi dx, and this is nothing but commutation of alpha cap beta cap. We know that alpha cap beta cap commutation of alpha cap beta cap will be equal to IH cross. This value we have been derived in our last video. Okay, so it will be IH cross psi dx, so it will be IH cross integration over psi mod square dx. So that implies lambda, see here, lambda del x square minus 1 by lambda del px square will be equal to IH cross integration over psi mod square dx. we know that as this is normalized wave function, so this value will be equal to 0 and this much equal to IH cross. Let this is equation number 6. Okay, now by adding equation number 5 and 6, in 5 we found this one equal to 0, and in 6 we found that this much equal to IH cross. Adding both 5 and 6 we found 2 lambda del x square equal to IH cross, lambda equal to IH cross by 2 delta x square. Let it is equation number 7. So from equation number 2 we get equation number 2. Now consider the equation number 2. Consider equation number 2, this equation number. So here equation number 2 we can get px cap psi will be equal to this much plus this much I cap px average psi. So from the equation number 2 we can get px cap psi will be equal to lambda x cap minus I cap x average whole psi plus I cap px expectation psi. Okay, so we know that px cap is nothing but I minus IH cross del by del x. So here you can put the operator as px cap. The operator value of px cap is minus IH cross del psi by del x. It will be del psi by del x is equal to instead of lambda this one we have to put, that is IH cross by 2 delta x square into x cap minus I cap average of x whole into psi plus average of px or the so called expectation value of px into psi. Okay, that implies delta psi by delta x will be equal to this much. you just divide I h cross in both the terms. So it will be x cap minus I cap x average by 2 delta x square minus px average by I h cross whole psi. So next that implies what I am going to do, that delta x will be multiplied over here, psi will be divided over here, cross multiplication. Then we can found delta psi by psi will be this much. Here you can see that this is minus, and the same term will be there, and it will be dx. Integrating both the side of the above equation with respect to x, with respect to x. So it will be psi is the function of x, so psi x, del psi x by del x, it will be log of psi is equal to, here in this term, here we can found the x term will be here, and this will be the expectation value, means it will be a constant, and divided at 2 into delta x square, but we have to differentiate with respect to x. So hence if we can take x minus x average will be equal to t, then integration will be equal to one type of integration of t will be t square by 2, like that, by considering t is equal to x minus x average. So I omitted these steps because okay. So integration of this left side, if I am going to integration of right side, then here it will be constant, and here expectation of px also will be constant. Only this term is nothing but the function of x, as x cap is there. So x cap means position operator, it is itself x. So we can take x minus this as t. Okay, the integration will be x minus x expectation of x square divided by 2, already 2 is here. So it will be 4 delta x square plus I have been taken I to the numerator, it is minus will be plus I, and integration of this term x will become, okay, x expectation of px divided by h cross. Okay, see here in this term both this this expectation of px and IH cross will be constant. So integration of this one with respect to x, it will be the constant can be go out, only x after integration we can found x. So x into expectation of px by h cross plus log n, here n is a constant, integration constant. So we can write log psi by n will be this much. Okay, so psi will be equal to n exponent of this much. Let this is equation number 8. Now the constant n can be determined by using normalization condition, that is psi star psi dx equal to 0. So hence psi is this one, psi star will be here, this will be plus means this will be minus. So if I am going to multiply this term will be equal to e to the power 0 means it will be 1, only we are going to get integration over exponent of this term plus another this term, then that means exponent of minus 2 x minus exponent of x square divided by 4 delta x square. Okay, I not written here this that line, I omitted that one. Okay, so we are going to found that so it will be 2 into this much and divided by 4, so it will be minus x exponent of expectation of x whole of square to the power square divided by 2 into delta x square dx equal to 1. So now n square exponent of minus y square a dx equal to 1. Here we have been considered as y square as x minus expectation of x whole square. So that implies dy will be equal to how much? dy will be equal to dx, and we consider that a equal to 1 by 2 into del x square. So 1 by 2 into del x square is considered as a, and this one x minus expectation of x square is considered as y square. Okay, so we know that the standard integration in the form of minus infinity to infinity e to the power minus y square a will be equal to root over of pi by a. This is belongs to gamma function. Okay, so likewise here also we can consider, so that here in this case pi by a root over, that means pi by a is nothing but what? A is 1 by 2 into delta x square. Okay, if we have to put instead of a will be here, then it will be root over of pi by here pi by a, the integration value will be pi by a, right? The integral value will be pi by a means pi into 2 delta x square root over. Okay, so from equation number 9, if we are going to put this here, n square and integral value will be equal to 1, then n we are going to found that this much. So here n square, this integral value will be equal to 1, n will be 1 by 2 pi to the power 1 by 4 into 1 by root over of delta x. Hence by substituting n in the equation number 8 we can found this one. So this equation number 10 represents, correctly you have to write the equation, this one represents a plane wave modulated by a Gaussian amplitude function. See here exponent of minus x function x square divided by constant, and another things we should not be, we can consider or not, no problem, but here it is it is belongs to or looks like exponent of minus x minus x dash square by 2 rho 2 sigma, like that. So okay, you can follow that video spreading of Gaussian wave packets. So this equation, this is the nothing but so called general equation, or the we can say that it is a plane wave modulated by Gaussian amplitude function. That means this wave function is represented by using Gaussian amplitude function, which should have to e to the minus x square by some constant. If wherever you are going to be interact this type of function, this is belongs to the Gaussian function. Okay, so here you can see exponent of minus x square by constant will be there, so it can be said as plane wave modulated by a Gaussian amplitude function, for which delta x into delta px will be equal to h cross by 2. This representation a Gaussian wave packet which can be considered as the minimum uncertainty wave packet, Okay, so by using this wave function, suppose we got this wave packet, suppose we got this wave packet, this is the wave packet we found, this is the wave packet which is moving along x-axis direction, and which is constructed by using equation number 10. For this wave packet, both uncertainty of delta x and delta px, one thing it is sure that in case of quantum mechanical dynamics, at a time we could not measure its position and momentum, that we have been discussed in our last class. If uncertainty will be 0, that means certainty will be 100%. If uncertainty will be 0, then certainty will be 100%. That means I defined the position. Position is defined. Okay. If it is so, then delta x into delta px will be approximately constant, h cross by 2. So if this will be 0, delta px will be equal to infinite. That means uncertainty of momentum will be equal to how much? Infinite. That means certainty will be, or we can say certainty of px will be equal to 0. Okay, which is not acceptable. That means if we are going to be define a electron will be here. Suppose this is the electron, behavior of electron, and electron will be present over here. So that means we are going to say that this is the nucleus and electron cloud will be here, or you can consider the first orbit itself. Suppose you can say electron is here at a particular instant. Carefully you have to listen. Suppose at a particular instant you said that electron position of the electron will be here. At that instant, the uncertainty of delta x will be equal to 0, because you are defined the position. That means certainty or the position or the coordinate you defined 100%ly. That means uncertainty is 0. That implies delta px will be infinite. That means uncertainty of momentum will be infinite. That means certainty of momentum will be 0. So you are indirectly saying that if you said that electron will be exactly at here at a particular time t, that means at that time electron is at rest. Is it acceptable? This statement could not be acceptable, because we know that electron inside this around this nucleus always in dynamics. So only for that, for a quantum particle behavior, both position and momentum could not be measured accurately. Accurately it could not be measured. We obviously we are going to get it there uncertainties when we are measuring the two components at a time, and that two components should have to be canonical conjugates. Canonical conjugates. See, I am going to say that x and y commutation will be equal to 0. That means both whenever I want to find out the both expectation value of x and expectation value of y at a time, then I can define, means here also x py commutation will be equal to 0. That means at a time both position coordinate along x axis, momentum along y axis, it can be measured, but along x axis both x and px could not be equal to 0. It will be IH cross. Here commutation relation also represents that which two components or the canonical conjugates could not be measured at a time. Okay, that means any observable operator, suppose A cap is observable operator and B cap is another observable commutation you are going to take. If it is not equal to 0, that means both the components observables could not be measured with 100% accuracy. So here like x and px they are not commute with each other, but x py commute with each other. So x and py, that means delta x into delta py will be equal to 0. That means both the uncertainties will be 0. That means with certainty I can measure the position coordinate along x axis, with certainty I can measure the momentum along y axis. But if both the coordinates or both the components are canonical conjugate, you just listen this word, canonical conjugate. Canonical conjugates are those operators or those physical observables whose commutation is not satisfied. That means suppose A cap and B cap are two canonical conjugates, then the commutation of these two operators will be not equal to 0. Like xpx we can say both are canonical conjugates. Two observables x cap px cap will be canonical conjugates. So hence here from this discussion we found that this is, if we are going to consider this wave packet is moving along positive x-axis direction and represented by the Gaussian amplitude function. This, for this wave function we can say that the minimum uncertainties of position and minimum uncertainty of momentum we can observe. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video. This will be also a useful topic for your exam point of view. You have to write down your notes. Somewhere I corrected here I have been corrected one thing, and also I suggesting to you that you have to also correct your last notes. What I corrected, that instead of px cap square, you have to write beta square there. Okay, here you have to beta cap square you have to write. You can check the last video of page number 3. Okay, so there you have to correct your note. So thank you so much for watching this video. If in doubt you are going to be found in this video, you can contact with me. Thank you.